Hello po, magandang hapon po. And it's the weekend, it's a Saturday. Kaya lang parang hindi po maganda ang ating balita dahil the cases in Metro Manila, NCR Plus at yung mga karating po na probinsya remain high. So today, siguro balikan po natin a very, very common issue ngayon. 10,000 a day na po sila, the COVID positives. And the question is, COVID positive po ako, ano ang dapat kong gawin? Or I'm COVID positive, help me, doktora. So magandang hapon po. My name, I'm Doktora Ana York Bondok. I am an internal medicine specialist. I'm a doctor po from the University of the Philippines. I have a clinic in St. Luke's, Quezon City. I am a pulmonary and critical care specialist. I'm also a three-term congresswoman. I am the wife of a mayor, kaya marunong din po ako sa barangay matters. And I am also the mom po of an active 8-year-old named Benji. So please join us. We are on YouTube. Yung mga dati po namin, we have more than 300 episodes na po. They can be accessed po on YouTube. So please do like and subscribe. We are trying to increase our follower number. So please help naman, like and subscribe. Dito po sa YouTube, sa Facebook Live, please follow us. May follow button po dyan. And you are very welcome po na magpalibreng konsulta po. How to do that? Mag-comment lang po sa baba and we promise to try to read all your comments po para po matulungan po namin kayo in our simple way. So tara, let's read the problem. Alamin po natin kung paano po tayo makakatulong and let's start. Okay, so magandang hapon po. The question that we have here today is, Dear Doktora, nag-positive po ako kahapon. May crying emoji. I live with my mom who's a senior, my husband and 3 kids aged 2, 5, and 7. Ano po ang dapat kong gawin? Nahihiya po ako sa mga kapitbahay ko. And may diabetes po si mommy. So far, thanks God, I feel okay. So help me, doktora. So yun po yun, no? She's probably a working mom. I'm thinking na na-expose po siya sa office. At least, yun ang nakuha ko po. And she was tested and was positive. She just received her results. And I think her symptoms are quite mild. So ano pong dapat niyang gawin? Well, the first thing po na dapat gawin talaga is to inform. Before something else, dapat ho inform. Sino ho ba ang dapat i-inform? Okay, first of all, you should inform the barangay para alam po nila na kailangan nyo po ng tulong and also so that they could quarantine your household. Opo. Number 2 po, you need to inform your job kung saan po kayo nagtrabaho. And then number 3, kasama na po dito, you also have to inform your relatives. I don't mean ikalat nyo po, i-chismis, but halimbawa po, the closest relatives that you have, that's your husband, and magugulat po kayo, no, but you have to inform your kids. So yun po, why do we have to inform the barangay? Because they will do the contact tracing po. There will be a contact tracing team po to come to your house and to find out po yung inyong household contacts and close contacts. Okay? So interviewin po kayo ng barangay to find out kung sino po ang kasama nyo sa bahay. That includes po your mom, your husband, the 3 kids, kung may kasambahay po kayo, any drivers or maybe boarders or anyone po who lives in your house and interacted with you. You need to tell your job kasi po yung mga kasama nyo po sa trabaho that you met, yung nakasalamuhan nyo po that you might have ate with or talked with, people who work in the same room, they need to be informed. Siguro po, you need also to tell your husband the truth. And some people try to hide it from their kids, pero po ako, I believe in truth. Sabihan nyo po yung anak nyo. Should you tell the other relatives? Siguro po, maybe if you have someone really close, like if you have a brother or a sister who could support you during this time, or maybe a best friend, hanggang doon na lang po. Hindi naman ho kailangan na i-report sa Facebook ito, okay? So just piliin lang po talaga yung tamang dapat sabihan. Should you tell your kapitbahay? I think, eto po, hindi na po issue ngayon yung COVID positive. So many people have become COVID positive, including 2 senators, 3 senators na po, no? Mig Zubiri, um, si ano po, Senator Angara and Senator ano po, Pimentel. So tatlo na po silang naging positive, numerous congressmen, mga actors and actresses. So wag na ho natin banggitin. But anyway, binanggit na rin po nila, no? Michael V. and Alex Gonzaga are some of those na Howie Severino. So basically, hindi na ho siya nakakahiya, okay? And it happens to persons, you are not at fault. Um, Hindi naman po kayo pasaway, nangyayari po ito ngayon, quite 10,000 a day na po kayo, so hindi kayo nag-iisa. Okay? So you need to inform persons, and then you need to quarantine. Kayo po, you need to be isolated. Ano po ba, kailangan mahiwalay po kayo dun sa mga hopefully walang sakit. And that includes isolating or quarantining your entire household. And kayo po, you cannot also be in contact with your household members kasi baka humahawa sila sa inyo. So, where is the best place to go? Kung kukunin po kayo and there's a government quarantine facility at okay naman po sa inyo, I would suggest you go. Kung may pera lang naman po, if you can stay in a hotel or a quarantine hotel or a different place po from your family, better. Kung may bahay po kayo walang laman, lumipat kayo doon. If the barangay is, kung wala na hong lugar, I heard sa Quezon City, wala na hong government facilities, talagang isusi nyo lang ho talaga yung kwarto nyo at huwag kayong lalabas doon for 14 days kasi your family could get infected, most especially po yung nanay nyo at saka po yung mga bata. So of course, we don't want that to happen. So yun lang po. What should you do? Eat properly, monitor yourself. Tingnan nyo po yung temperature nyo, kung tumataas, bumababa, tingnan nyo po yung kalagayan nyo. I would suggest po you purchase a pulse oximeter. Ito po yung pinalagay po sa kamay and it can tell you po yung oxygen level nyo. Very important malaman kung nag-start po kayo ng pulmonya. I will unbox a pulse oximeter on Monday para makita po natin and teach you how to use one. So, and then of course, just eat properly kung kaya nyo po, do baka nawalan na ho kayo ng panlasa. Pilitin nyo yung sarili nyo kumain. Kung hindi nyo talaga, just rest, relax, and you will not leave your place for 14 days. Should you worry about your mom? Pag-usapan po natin yan sa mga further questions. Okay, so yun lang po naman yung basics. Inform the barangay, inform po your immediate family, inform your work. Huwag po kayo mahiya. There's no need to inform the Facebook, okay? Tama na yon. Stay in your home. Kung pwede pong stay away, better. Kung kailangan sa home, isusin nyo po talaga yung pintuan nyo and no coming in or going out. Okay? So, yun lang po. And if you feel worse, then that's the time to call the doctor. So, yun lang po. I think we have a number of questions. I didn't want to give a full lecture po and I wanted to address this question by question. So, sige po.
From one of our viewer, what's the difference between isolation and quarantine?
Thank you, Miss Reina, for that. Miss Reina po is a nurse and she's our moderator. Thank you for this first question. So, ano ba ang isolation at ano ba ang quarantine? Magandang tanong, ano? I also researched this so that I could give you the proper answer. Yung isolation po is to separate people with the contagious disease from those who are not sick. Okay, anong meaning nun? So, ikaw ang nag-positive. So, yung mga tatlong anak mo at yung asawa mo at nanay mo, hindi pa natin alam kung may sakit sila o wala. So, you have to be isolated from them. What is the contagious disease? The contagious disease is COVID. So, yun po. You have to be isolated from those who are not sick para hindi po sila mahawa. Okay? What is quarantine? Quarantine naman po, yung hihiwalay at i-request, nakalagay po, separate and restrict the movement of persons who were exposed to a contagious disease to see if they become sick. So, sino po ang kina-quarantine? Yung close household contacts at yung close contacts sa opisina o sa katrabaho para titingnan po natin kung sila po ay magkakasakit or hindi. Those who were established po to be in close contact with you, whether in your house or in your office, or kung meron po kayong nakasamang kumain, then those persons have to be quarantined At kung magkaroon po ng symptoms, then they have to be tested. Okay? Then they will be tested. Hindi naman po, if you're asymptomatic close contact, you can just choose to quarantine po and no need to test. Basta matapos nyo lang po yung 14 days. Okay?
Another question, what's the difference between, I'm sorry, ito po. May na-COVID sa office building sa office po namin on 7th floor. We are on the 5th floor. What should we do?
This is a question given to me po by my best friend last week. She's she is the parang the head of office po. Yung admin nila nasa 5th floor. Ngayon, meron pong na-COVID sa 7th floor, ibang opisina. So the question is, should we quarantine everyone on the 5th floor? Okay, what to do? First of all, how to contact trace, principles po of contact tracing. First of all, don't panic. Yun ho actually yung dapat step 1 ko dun sa na-positive. First of all, don't panic, okay? Try to think clearly muna. First of all, sino ba yung na-positive? 7th floor. Okay, next question. Ano po yung movements ng taong na-positive na yon? Doon lang ho ba siya, like, he's gonna ride the elevator and then go to the office? Yun na ho ba yon? Or umiikot po siya throughout the day in various offices? So yun po yun eh. Talagang the contact tracing is to find out sino po, who are your close contacts in the office. What is the meaning po of close contact? Okay? Ano po ang meaning ng close contact? Ang close contact po ay somebody na halimbawa may nag-positive. A close contact is someone who is within 2 meters of that person for at least 15 minutes. So, dapat ho, magkatabi sila ng 15 minutes. And better po, more issue pa kung nag-usap sila at nagkaroon po ng physical interaction. Like nag-usap, nagkamay, 15 minutes, ano po. There is also direct physical contact. And kung nag-alaga po ng isang tao na walang PPE, na alam po natin na may COVID. So yun po yung WHO and CDC, na Center for Disease Control sa US, definition of a close contact. Okay? 15 minutes. So, kung kayo po ay nasa 5th floor, ang tanong ko sa inyo, ano yung interaction nyo dun sa 7th floor? Nakausap nyo po ba yung mamang ito na nag-positive? Kung hindi naman po, and you're just existing in the same building, then you're not a close contact. Okay? You are not a close contact if you're just existing in that same building. Pero halimbawa, si positive po, yung nag-positive sa 7th floor, pumunta sa opisina nyo for 15 minutes at kinausap, let's say he attended the meeting, and then he was there in that room for 1 hour at 20 po kayo doon, sarado po yung bintana at nag-aircon, then the 20 of you who met the positive person are now considered close contact. If you ate lunch with the positive person, close contact. Kung nadaanan nyo lang po sa lobby at hindi naman ho kayo nag-usap, you are not a close contact. Okay? Kung nakasama nyo sa elevator yung tao, theoretically, you're still not, lalo na if you were both wearing masks, you're not considered a close contact. Pero ang elevator po, a closed space. So, plus or minus po yun. Pwede po kayong maging close contact. Okay? So, just because someone became positive in your building does not mean that you are a close contact. It depends po kung ano yung naging interaction nyo dun sa taong yun. And another thing na nakakatakot, ito lang nga lang, ano yung air conditioning ng building nyo? Kasi po kung umiikot yung air from 7 to 5 to 4 and all over, then that's bad. Pero kung meron po kayong individual aircons sa bawat ano po at hindi naghahalo yung mga aircon nyo at may bukas pa pong bintana, then it's better. Okay? So, yun po yun.
Another question, na COVID yung driver namin. Who should quarantine?
Well, the driver should be isolated. At lahat po ng close contact ni driver should be quarantined. That includes his family. So parang feeling ko, kayo yung pinagde-drive ng driver. Tama ba ako with that question, Reyna?
Yes po.
Parang ganun eh. Yung mga minamaneho po ng driver ninyo, like for example, your driver is driving you, then you need to quarantine. If the driver ate in your kusina, then malamang kailangan na pong mag-quarantine yung kusinera at yung ibang kasama po ni driver, like yung ibang empleyado po na nakasama si driver. And all the persons that were in the car with the driver. Okay? And the family of the driver. So ito lang the question about the driver. Merong mga ano eh, the driver of my classmate just passed away from COVID, nakikiramay po. But again, yung family din po na pinapag-drive niya, na quarantine. Vico Soto's driver passed away. Vico Soto was quarantined. Okay? So, lahat po na nakasama po ni driver sa loob ng sasakyan and where the driver ate in the office at kung sino po yung nakasalamu at nakausap po ng driver, baka yung guard, they need to be quarantined. Okay? A question. Should all close contacts be tested? Yan, magandang tanong. And when should they be tested? Ikaw, Kat, should all close contacts be tested? What do you think? Wala namang mali. I'll just explain lang yung thought.
Para sa akin po ha, for me, close contact, hindi naman po. For me po,
Basta
mag-quarantine muna po
mag-quarantine.
sila. Opo.
Okay.
Tapos, then, siguro yung tingnan-tingnan muna po nila yung ano nila, yung self nila kung may nararamdaman po sila or wala. Pero kung wala naman po talaga, yun po, after ng 14 days, parang, I guess, okay na po sila.
Okay, that's a very good answer, Kat, actually. That is actually
Thanks.
correct. Yes.
Opo.
If someone in your family becomes positive, okay, ito ang dapat niyong gawin. Kasi tinanong nung ano nung letter question sa akin, siya yung na-positive, anong dapat niyang gawin? But anong dapat gawin nung nanay, nung asawa, at nung tatlong anak? Okay, ganito. The moment you learn that someone was positive, parang may mag-hysterical dun eh. Okay? May mag-hysterical talaga. So don't. Okay? Kalmado lang, kalma lang. Okay? 5 days after, that's when you should be tested. Hindi po, 5 days after your exposure to the person. For example, let's say na positive, wait a few days. Huwag agad sugod sa testing center. Okay? Lalo na kung wala naman pong nararamdaman. Kung wala po kayong nararamdaman, pwedeng hindi kayo magpa-test eh. Okay? Pwede pong hindi magpa-test. If you are feeling really bad, then that's the time at may symptoms na rin po kayo, you should be tested. Okay, ang tanong, if you become positive, let's say, ikaw yung asawa nung nagsulat sa akin, okay, na-positive ka, then you should be isolated. Okay? So, you have to isolate from 14 days from the time na nag-positive ka. Okay? So, ngayon, kung hindi ka naman nag-positive, pwede ka bang lumabas ng bahay? For example, yung nagsulat sa atin, kinuha na siya. Let's say, dinala siya sa quarantine facility ng kanilang barangay. So ngayon, tinest si husband, si mother, at yung tatlong anak. Negative sila after 5 days. Pwede ba silang lumabas ng bahay nila para bisitahin yung nanay nila? My answer, no, they cannot leave the house. Whether or not you become positive or negative, for the safety of everyone, you remain to be quarantined. At iyon po yung mahirap. Kasi marami pong nagte-test negative demanding to leave the house. No talaga. And ang hirap po. I was telling this to my husband. Sabi ko, huwag niyong palabasin yung mga negative na close contacts. Sabi ng asawa ko, mahirap. But actually, ideally, all close contacts, whether they test negative or they test positive, they should stay in their house for 14 days. Okay? And that's for the safety of everyone and also for their safety. So if you think about it, Kung wala ka na ring nararamdaman, huwag ka na magpa-test. Kasi di ka rin naman palalabasin dun. Pero yung iba, nagpapatest for peace of mind lang. Yun. Pero don't use your negative test as the reason to be running around, okay? Hindi. Kasi close contact ka pa rin and you need to be quarantined for 14 days. Okay? So I hope yung mga na-quarantine, na close contact, lalo na, for example, namatay yung driver ni Mayor Vico, and then Mayor Vico tested negative, Mayor Vico needs to remain in quarantine for 14 days kahit na negative siya. Period. Yun. Pero, again, I'm trying to be realistic. It's kind of hard to stop people. So, guys, I'm telling you this, kahit negative po yung test nyo, kung meron po talagang close contact, talagang close contact, hindi lang yung mga dadaanan lang ng ganun, okay? Sinabi ko na sa inyo, close contact is 2 meters for at least 15 minutes. Then you need to be quarantined for 14 days, kaya positive o kaya negative pa kayo. Okay?
From one of our viewer, na quarantine ang buong pamilya, paano kami mamamalengke?
Diyos ka. Gandang tanong yan. Ikaw, Reyna. Mag-online, kawawa naman yung Grab driver. Ang advice ko talaga sa mga ganon is, that's why I told you to be open to your family, okay? So, kuminsan, yung mga barangay sa Quezon City, mag-iwan lang po kayo ng pera, mamamalengke sila for you. Pero since 10,000 a day na, baka ang dami na nilang pinapalengke, baka hindi na nila kaya. So that's why I was suggesting being open to your relatives or at least one person para that person who is not quarantined, ibang bahay po galing yung tao, mag-iwan lang po kayo na sobre ng pera or magbayad na lang siya muna, later ka na lang singilin, yun po yung mamamalengke at iwanan lang po yung packages sa harap ng bahay nyo. Okay? If your entire house was quarantined, then that's what you need to do. Do not leave the house to go to the palengke. Do not leave the house to go to the palengke. Also, if you need to buy medicines in Mercury Drug, and that's why you need to tell the barangay will be the one to go to Mercury Drug for you.
Question. Na positive ang dialysis patient ng tatay ko. Help, I think he got sick in the dialysis center.
Oh my gosh. I'm really sorry. So, i-analyze lang po natin, no? Yung daddy nyo is a dialysis patient, tama ba ako? Ngayon, na positive si tatay, tama ba ako? Ngayon, they suspect they got it from the dialysis center. Ito po, the big problem po talaga for the patients with dialysis kasi they cannot be isolated. What does that mean? They cannot stay in their house or in just any facility, government facility, kasi they need to be dialyzed 3 times a week. At kung hindi po sila ma-dialyze, mamamatay po sila. So, ito po yung suggestion ko for this difficult question. Number 1, kung na-positive po yung dialysis patient na daddy nyo, number 1, inform the barangay, obviously, inform the relatives, inform the job kung meron nagtatrabaho pa po, no? But very, very, very important is inform the doctor, yung dialysis doctor po ng pasyente. And of course, another person that you will have to inform is the dialysis center itself. Kasi kung sa tingin nyo po talaga dialysis center yung pinanggalingan, then they need to sanitize the dialysis center. In the meantime, that patient needs to continue dialysis. So whether dun siya sa original dialysis center niya or sa ibang dialysis centers, there are dialysis centers po that accept COVID positive. Kasi po talagang kailangan po nilang ma-dialyze. Ngayon, kung nakausap niyo po yung doktor niyo and high risk po, let's say may edad na po si daddy, senior, diabetic, naka-dialysis, na COVID, likely po it would be safer for him to go into the hospital. Okay? So in this case, no, at wag na lang natin tapusin sa dialysis center. Kung marami po kayong ibang sakit, like you're hypertensive, you're a senior, you're diabetic, ganun po, another person that you should inform immediately is yung ano po, family doctor nyo o yung doktor po na tumitingin ng high blood ninyo, yung doktor na tumitingin ng dialysis nyo, or yung doktor na tumitingin po ng sakit ninyo sa puso. Kasi, what could be a mild disease in a younger person or a person na walang comorbidities or a person na walang ibang sakit could turn out to be very serious for you. So, habang maaga pa, inform na po kayo.
Another question, paano kami ilang days na? Nanlalambot pa si daddy na positive. Can we leave the house? We are so bored na here. Wow.
Eto lang po, okay? Ikaw, Reyna, obviously you can't leave the house, guys, okay? If your relative is quarantined in your home, okay? And may sakit pa rin ho. Ang ano kasi is 10 days from the start of symptoms sa ibang bansa. Sa Pilipinas nga 14 pa eh. And 3 days na wala ng simptomas, then that person can leave isolation. And the close contacts, hopefully 14 days na rin yon, pwede na rin hong lumabas. Okay? But, if may nararamdaman pa po yung tao, he cannot leave the isolation. Kasi hindi pa niya naaano yung 3 days without symptoms. Hindi po pwedeng lumabas yun. At yung mga contact niya sa bahay, better not go out na rin. Kasi kasama, nasa ano wala pa rin ho kayo sa 14 days. And if you're already 14 days po at talagang may nararamdaman pa and it looks like nagtatagal, you need to, okay? Kasi may tinatawag pong long COVID, meron pong situation na nagwo-worsen po yung COVID. Yung mga kasama po sa bahay, they cannot go out also kasi naka-quarantine din po sila kasama mo. So until you can go out, they cannot also go out. Okay? So kahit bored na po kayo, mag-Netflix na lang muna. Ang ganda nung tanong na yun, Reyna, may wapa eh.
Yes po. Another question, what vitamins dapat inumin ng mga positive?
Eto po, this is a very common question kasi may mga balita po, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, ganun po. Wala pa po talagang totally proven doon. And some of them are requiring very high doses, which I don't agree with. So I would suggest po, just drink if you drink regularly vitamins, drink them. If you don't drink the vitamins, wala naman pong masama na bumili ng vitamins, okay? One a day, okay lang. Try to increase your intake of fruits and vegetables. And most of the time po wala kayo ng panlasa eh. Kung kaya nyo pong pilitin yung sarili nyo to eat kasi you need nutrition, okay? Kung hindi naman talaga, what can we do? But try to eat something healthy. Okay? Yung iba ko nagtatae and that will also stop you po from eating. If you can eat, eat. Kung hindi naman po, huwag pilitin. Kung mga 3 araw na po kayo hindi talaga makakain and nagtatai pa, or 2 days and you feel like you're getting dehydrated, you need to call your doctor po because you need to be admitted. Okay? So, vitamins 1 a day. May balita pong vitamin C, D, zinc. Wala naman pong masama to take a small amount or the proper amount. Do not take the mega doses po. Marami rin pong nababalita, melatonin, ivermectin, wala pa po talagang no strong evidence. So, you can take some food supplements if you like, but again, no strong evidence. Some of the doctors are really saying, don't take drugs na wala pong ebidensya kasi hindi rin ho maganda.
Ano po ang dapat i-monitor?
That's a good question actually. First of all, you need to monitor your temperature. Kung hindi po bumababa yung lagnat nyo, you need to call a doctor. You need to go to the ER na rin po, no? And what I mean is 38, 38.5, 39, like nagtatagal po, okay? Yung mga CNAT, it's okay. Like 37.5 and below, it is okay. Pero pag umabot na po kayo ng 38 to 39 for a long time, then you need to see the doctor. Okay? Number 2 pong dapat i-monitor how you feel. Kung talagang nangihina po kayo nagtatagal, you also need to see the doctor. Okay? Number 3, yung mental health nyo rin po. Are you panicking? Are you anxious? Are you depressed? Are you nervous? It can help you while you're under isolation to talk to friends, to think of, watch positive movies, yung get emotional support din po. Bantayan nyo rin ho yung emotional state nyo. And number 4, yung sinabi ko po yung oxygen level nyo, you need to monitor that with a pulse oximeter. We will be unboxing a pulse oximeter on Monday and I will teach you po how to use it. Pag bumababa yung oxygen nyo below 95%, then you may need to call a doctor also. And kung nahihilo po kayo, things out of the ordinary or talagang sobrang grabe, again, call a doctor. How to call a doctor? Okay. Question, pwede ho bang pumunta sa ER? Yes, but the ERs are full. There is an app by the DOH po called the One Command Hospital that can tell you. Number 2, you can also do a video conference po with a doctor or a pulmonary or an infectious disease. Pwede naman po. You can also have labs done as an outpatient. May pumupunta po sa bahay ng mga COVID positive. You can have a CBC and a chest x-ray done in your house para you can see if it's normal or hindi na po. Okay? You can also go sa mga hospital, not necessary through the ER. You can, like sa Cardinal po, meron po kaming pina-x-ray at pina-CBC, pina-CT scan pa po na COVID patient as an outpatient. So yes, you can have labs, x-rays, and other tests done as an outpatient kung puno po yung ER. But again, it would be better to get in touch with a doctor para po siya po yung gagawa ng tests and para ma-monitor din po niya yung mga results ng mga tests ninyo. But yes, you can do stuff, you can do testing as an outpatient. They can come to your house or you can come to the hospital po as an outpatient kung masyado pong puno yung ER.
From Miss Monette Noveda Casas, good PM, Dr. Ana. Just want to ask, what is your opinion about the vlog of Doc Ron? Kasi masyado na madami sinabi about COVID na hindi naman daw po totoo. Thanks po.
First of all, hindi ko po kilala si Doc Ron. So I don't know what Doc Ron said. Is he denying that there's COVID po? I don't know po. So mahirap po akong mag-comment po doon. What's the question is Doc? I don't know. Hindi ko masagot yung tanong. Ikaw, Reyna.
I don't know him as well. Kasi yung mga balita, doktora, na mga hindi totoo ang COVID, ganito ang nangyayari pag nagpa-vaccine, as much as possible, iniiwasan kong basahin because
ako na, high blood na lang ako.
I-eliminate natin yun sa system natin because hindi naman yun yung nangyayari ngayon. I mean, diba, it's out. Ako kasi, kinukwento sa akin, hindi man ako nagpa-practice ngayon sa ER, but may mga colleagues ako na nanto doon, nakikipag-battle. I also have a cousin na nurse na sa London, had COVID, yung buong family nila, nakikipag-battle din with COVID, no? Naging okay na sila. And yun ang mga pinapaniwalaan ko. So, yun lang naman po yung sa akin.
Ako naman personally, no, 2 of my cousins died of COVID. Close family relatives also got COVID. So I do believe in it. So I don't know what to tell you po, ma'am. If I don't want to judge Doc Ron because I don't know what he's saying. Pero what I would like to tell everyone po is it's real. It's in the emergency rooms and it's in the hospital. Kung hindi po kayo naniniwala but you want to help, pwede naman pumunta sa ER at tumulong doon. Opo. You can donate food. I just donated po balut ni Dr. J to the ER of Cardinal Santos, the chest x-ray and CT scan of Cardinal Santos. I also donated po to the medical city and I also donated po to Makati Med and to the Jose B. Lingad Memorial Medical Center. Kasama ko pa si Ma'am Kat. So, you can donate and you can talk to them and then you can see the COVID patients. So, yun po yun. If you tell me, why will I go to the ER? I'm not a doctor. Well, baka naman you want to donate food, di ba?
Ako naman, Doc, I have a question na nakuha dun sa comment natin nung ni-repost ko to, no? Ang question was, sa dinami-dami ng cases at nagsasarado ng mga, nagde-declare na nagsasarado ng mga hospital, the question was, saan daw po dinadala tong mga positive cases na to?
Ito po, no? Let me give you the breakdown, okay? If there are 100 COVID cases, okay? Sabi na, let's break it down na lang to 100. 80% will be mild to moderate and these persons can either stay in a government facility which is better, a government quarantine facility po, para hindi po ma-infect yung mga kamag-anak nila sa bahay. Ngayon, kung talagang wala ng government quarantine facility, then they can stay in their homes isolated. So, out of the 100, 80 na yon. Okay? Yung 20, those are the ones, 20 out of 100 will be hospitalized. Yun po yun eh. And 2 out of 100 will die. So, yun yung numbers. Saan dinadala yung mga people na positive kung puno na yung hospital? Most of them will be mild. That's 80. But 20 will need to go to the hospital. Kaya concerning talaga eh, kasi halimbawa, 10,000 a day. So, ano talaga yon, yung 20% of 10,000, yun talaga yung ma-hospital. Oh. That's 2,000 persons will be hospitalized every day. Kung 10,000 a day po tayo. Kaya tayo nawawala ng hospital space. Kasi may nagsasabi, ano ba, why are we so worried about COVID? It's just mild, 80%, my God, 2% lang ang namamatay, okay? So out of that, dati ha, ngayon, dati, nung 1,000 a day lang, 200 lang ang i-hospital araw-araw. Kasi yun yung nag-positive, di ba, ng 1,000 a day. And 20 lang ang mamamatay. O ngayon, na 10,000 a day na tayo, that's what I said eh. 2,000 na po ang kailangan i-hospital araw-araw. So that's why the reason why COVID is so dangerous, Reina. Because as the cases increase, the number who needs to be hospitalized will also increase. Kasi 20% talaga ang ma-hospital at 2% ang mamamatay. Yun. So of the 10,000 a day, 200 po ang mamamatay. Between 100 to 200 persons. Kasi 1 to 2% ang death rate talaga eh. Yun.
Okay, Doctor.
That's the reason kung bakit napupuno yung mga ER. Kasi, dumadami yung mga kaso, dumadami rin yung percent na kailangan mo ospital. Kasi nga, 20%. Yun.
Malinaw,
Ngayon, bakit magiging less yung namamatay ngayon? I would say it would be more on the 1% eh. Nung last year, kasi hindi pa natin alam yung mga gamot na dapat gamitin. Ngayon, sa dami na ng expertise ng mga doktor, 1% na lang ang namamatay. Pero meron pa rin hong 1% na mamamatay. Hindi ho pwedeng wala. And the bad news, ito pa. Kung puno na po yung ER ng mga COVID, kasi 2,000 a day, di ba sabi natin? Kasi nga kung 10,000 a day, 2,000 a day ang hospital. Kasi 20%. Paano yung mga inatake? Paano yung mga na-dengue? Paano yung mga nasigasaan? Paano po yung mga may cancer? Paano po yung appendicitis? Saan sila pupunta? Wala nang room or wala nang bed sa ER. Yun. So that's how it increases the death rate. The death rate is not because it's still 1%, but 1% to 2%. Pero pag marami, like 10,000, marami talagang mamamatay. And then, yung crowding, mamamatay ngayon yung, halimbawa, sinaksa ka, wala ng kama, what's gonna happen to you? Or sinagasaan ka, wala ng kama. Or everyone was so busy taking care of the COVID, hindi naasikaso yung ibang sakit. And that's how the death rate increases in 2 ways. Yun. From the number of the COVID patient na marami, and number 2, pag napuno ng ER, wala nang ilalagay sa mga dengue patients. Ganun.
Okay, Doktora, may pahabol lang ako ha. Ito kasi madaming nagtatanong sa page natin. Ang sinasabi nila, maniniwala lang daw sila sa COVID. Bakit daw ang mga taong grasa hindi nagkakaroon ng COVID? Pakisagot na lang natin to.
How do they know na walang COVID yung taong grasa? Na-interview ba nila?
Na nga, di ba? So, once and for all,
tell me, do you do a study sa mga taong grasa and chinek mo sila? Or you just read that and just copied and pasted it? How do you know walang COVID yung mga taong yun? Oh, and really, they're living a difficult life. I don't want to say sad because hindi naman, it's not for us to judge, but it's difficult, okay? Most likely, baka naman some of them naging serious na and they didn't have the money or the means to go to the ER. So they just collapsed there in the street. Oh, hindi naman sila na-test, so hindi natin alam na positive sila. So how could you tell me na hindi sila na COVID?
Ayan po, nasagot na ni Doktora ang sandamakmak na
Oo, bakit nag-study ka ba dun sa mga taong grasa at inalam mo? Or nakita mo lang yun at kinapi mo?
diba? Tama naman, Doktora. Tama po ang inyong sagot.
Diba? If you can tell me, Doktora, I went to Manila, nag-survey po ako ng 200 taong grasa. Kinuhanan ko po sila ng antibodies. Wala po silang lahat ng antibodies. So, hindi po sila nagka-COVID. Ba't nangyari yun? And then, maybe let's have a good discussion. Pero kung kinopya mo lang yun sa Facebook nung ka-anti-vaxxer mong barkada, it's not worth answering.
Thank you so much, Doktora. Okay, next question. Yes.
Tumataray ako by the day.
Yes, at least, Doktora, nasagot na natin yon kasi never ending yan. Okay, what about food? May bawal po ba?
Wala naman po talagang bawal na foods. The only difficulty po about really eating with COVID, when you're COVID positive po, nawawala yung panlasa tsaka pang-amoy mo. And really, people have reported anorexia. Parang, not naman anorexia nervosa the sakit, but the lack of appetite talaga when you cannot smell or taste anything. It's difficult. It's difficult po. So, but if you can, I remember my dad always telling us, just eat lang po for the record. So, kung kaya niyo pong kumain to keep up your strength, please do so. If you are no longer eating anything, like 3 araw na wala na kayong kinain, tapos sinukan niyo pa yung kinain niyo, then nagtatai kayo, it's time to go to the hospital.
Malinaw po, Doktora. Okay, next question. Doktora, sa party na inattend ng pinsan ko, may nag-positive. Bakit lahat ng pumunta sa party, including waiters, ay tinawagan to quarantine?
This is a very good question, and this is the reason why we are very cautious about events, okay? 'Di ba, we said na the close contact is somebody who was within 2 meters of an infected person for at least 15 minutes. Okay. There was a party, everyone circulating, making chika-chika, buffet pa, diba, or whatever, ganon. So, do you really know who did or did not get into close contact with that person? Are you just going to quarantine the person who was in the same table as her? And what if they were standing together in the reception line and made kwento? What if they were in the bathroom for 15 minutes making kwento? What if they made beso-beso and then so nagets mo yun, Reyna. We don't know na talaga kasi sa party, yung circulation ng mga tao, hindi na natin makontrol yun eh. Also, there was an eating episode there, so we don't know, like, halimbawa, nagtanggalan sila ng mask and then they were eating the dessert bar, diba? Even though they were not seated in the same table, nakapagpika-pika sila dun sa grazing table. So hindi na natin masagot talaga yun eh. Including the waiter who was manning the grazing table. At that point, really, it's very difficult for us to know who had a contact with whom. Nako mo yon, hindi na natin alam kung sino yung close contact. Sasabihin mo, ay hindi lumapit sa akin yon during the party. But how do we know that? So for safety's sake, 50 of you will be quarantined. So yun nga yung difficulty with attend. That's why the government is asking us not to attend events out of your own household or talagang yung inyong office. Kasi kung nag-attend kayo ng event at 50 kayo doon at may nag-positive na isa, yung 50 yon automatic close contact, automatic quarantine, no questions asked. 14 days kayong lahat. Nakuha nyo yon? Kung bakit mas mahirap yung events versus households?
Yes, Doktora. I understand.
Hindi natin alam kung umikot eh.
Napakalinaw po. Opo. Okay. Next question. Doktora, may iniinom po bang gamot ang mga COVID positive para gumaling?
At the moment po, the mild to moderate, wala pa ho talagang advisory for that. It's more really of supportive care. Ngayon po, kasi the three gamots that they use, remdesivir, dexamethasone, and tocilizumab are for the moderate to severe. So, siguro, ito lang if you have plenty of comorbids, you're high blood, you're diabetic, you have many, it's time to talk to your doctor whether you should be considered a moderate. And maybe you need to have more testing para malaman po talaga nila kung moderate kayo or papunta na po sa moderate and severe. Okay?
Okay, next po. From Mr. Jimmy Soriaga, Doktora, may nag-positive sa office building namin. Isang elevator gamit at nakasabay pa namin. I think he's asking what to do.
Kung nakasabay nyo talaga sa elevator, sir, I would quarantine myself. Kasi elevator is a small enclosed space na hindi po well ventilated. So, kung talagang nakasama nyo po yung tao sa elevator and you know that, then I would suggest na for safety's sake, you quarantine yourself. Pero kung hindi naman at naiisip nyo nang na baka, hindi naman ho ganon. Pero kung talagang kasama nyo po talaga, then kasama na po kayo sa close contact.
From Mr. Fer Clarin, Doktora, anong vitamins po ang pwedeng inumin para makaprevent o makatulong sa panlaban sa COVID?
Well, nothing can really prevent or fight COVID na vitamins. Hindi pa ho siya proven. But one multivitamin and a healthy diet of fruits and vegetables would be very helpful.
Doktora, shoutout lang sa ating 133 viewers. Apo. Yan, okay. And ang dami pong tanong, Doktora. From Miss Eliza.
Okay, I'll answer fast na lang.
Yes po.
Tsaka, sige.
From Miss Eliza Perez, Doc, matagal po ba matapos pandemic? Sorry po sa question, curious lang. Actually, valid po yan. Valid po.
Short answer, matagal pa. When? I don't know. It's up to the Lord.
Okay.
At kung kailan po dumating si bakuna. Guys, sorry, there's a lot of nicknicks here. Bukid to. I think I just ate one. Sorry. So,
Okay.
fast na lang.
Okay, Doktora, do you want us to continue or carry over natin sa next natin?
Yeah, one more question and then we have to
Okay.
stop kasi ina-attack po ako ng mga nicknicks. That's
And
what
then-
you get when you live in Bukid.
And then let's carry over. Let's promise everybody na i-carry over natin
Yeah,
yung mga...
Monday. We'll carry over the questions. Huwag po kayo mag-alala.
From Miss May Guarin Eli, Doktora, what to do if someone is experiencing cough, fever, and muscle pain pero ang smell and taste ay di nawawala? Is he considered a COVID positive? Salamat po. This is gonna be our last question for
Ma'am,
today.
Ma'am, lalo na kung may may possible exposure at lumalabas ng bahay, I would test this person. Kasi po, it looks suspicious. But again, meron din naman pong nagkakaroon naman talaga ng flu eh. So, there was flu before there was COVID. So, if that person is a close contact of a COVID positive, if that person is working and going around, I would consider po testing that person. Hindi po mali yun. And I would suggest po na hiwalay ho muna yung person na yon from the other persons in their house. And ito lang. If that person tests negative, pero talaga pong known na close contact, they would still po isolate that person kasi malakas po yung malakas po yung suspicion po talaga na positive siya. Lalo na, halimbawa, let's dagdagan natin yung kwento. Let's say this person was working in an office. 4 sila sa opisina. In one room, and 2 persons tested positive. He is person number 3. and he's now experiencing symptoms, I would consider him a COVID positive kasi talagang malakas po ang suspicion dahil dalawa po sila doon na nag-positive. So
Okay.
kahit na negative po yung test niya, I might consider him a COVID positive. So guys,
Napakalinaw.
I'm sorry to cut short. Yeah, magka-carry over po tayo ng mga questions. Ina-attack po ako ng nicknicks here. But I guess that's because we live in the bukid. To everyone, I would just, sige, magkakaroon po tayo ng unboxing po ng Pulse Ox and I'll teach you how to use it on Monday. And to everyone, please, 10,000 a day na po. It looks like we are heading towards an ECQ. So please, stay home. Alam nyo na yung events kung bakit, okay? And please stay safe, okay? God bless you all. Ingat po.